Hey there, friends. Clark Brown here, CATx and Restoration Advisors. Commercial restoration. It's a high stakes, high reward industry where speed, strategy, and executing at your best will determine your success. It just really will. Mistakes are allowed, but not continuously. Unlike residential restoration, commercial products, they have larger scopes generally, not always, usually a larger scope, multiple stakeholders most often, and usually serious financial consequences that don't exist in residential if they're not handled right. In commercial, it means a lot. So I've pulled together what I thought, how could I deliver three of the most important factors for success in commercial damage restoration? Three things that I see that people just don't usually master real well. The first one, rapid response and business continuity planning. What do I mean by that? Rapid response doesn't mean promise you'll be there in half an hour. Just hopefully you've got a relationship with this customer before. That's why they called you. Give them expectations about what your response will be. Maybe it's a first responder, a project manager, or an estimator, or whatever you might call them. And then the team will be right behind. Time is money. The concept that someone's moving fast means that you're saving them money and you care about their business. Every hour that a business is down and closed, they're likely losing revenue, sometimes a lot of revenue. Unlike homeowners, business owners and property managers, they have clients too. They have employees. They have other financial obligations and risk and exposures that depend on a fast recovery. So don't go fast, but go fast enough where it matters. Why does rapid response? Why does being fast matter? The term that I'm going to want you to learn in commercial restoration, BI, business interruption. That's going to be your leverage to understand better. Business interruption with insurance companies, sometimes that covers for a limited period of time. If they don't act quick enough, they start losing money on what they can do to recover their lost funds. Delays cost the business money. Don't be the delay on your end, okay? Also remind them that. Structural drying, you need to start the drying process. You have odor control, emergency services. Emergency services must begin immediately to prevent secondary damages. Start those right away. Convince them that this is going to be $3,000 or $4,000 for us to do the minimum. Maybe put up some containment. Business owners need phased restoration projects so they can operate during repairs, meaning you can't do it all at once. You don't want to shut their business down, but look at the logistics of how you could do certain wings, the most important area, to give them some time open so they can continue to get some orders out to satisfy a few customers. That will go a long way with building trust and a bridge with them. Key actions under this first thing, establish expectations on a 24-hour emergency response situation. Let them know that if it's late at night, it might take me a little longer, but we will be there. What does that look like? Who do I talk to? Offer solutions for temporary power. Maybe they need temporary HVAC and they need containment. Maybe one wing or one part of the building has really, really messed up. Tomorrow morning, they're going to open up. Containment might do that to help them remain operational. Okay. Provide business continuity consulting before they ever have the job. Help clients plan ahead. Hopefully you're doing that through your ERPs or your pre-walkthroughs. Tell them that when we get a call, this is going to be an area that we're going to be concerned about. Does that make sense? One of the biggest mistakes for all sides is waiting for approvals before mobilizing. What I'd like you to do, if you can possible, this is how we built our business. Have a relationship that says when we get the call and when you have damages, you already have my approved rates. You already have, how we're going to work, how we bill. Hopefully your client, maybe if this is a brand new client, they don't have that, but someone else you've worked with, they've already got your contract and you're working under an MSA, Master Service Agreement. Discourage waiting for approvals for mobilization from corporate, from the head office in New York City or LA. Let them know that speed wins in commercial restoration. While it might be making them nervous now to mobilize you, their delay might cause other implications that might have a higher risk factor. So just make sure you can verbally, with trust, outline that. Number two, issue that I think if you really get good at, and that's insurance and financial strategy. Commercial insurance claims are oftentimes complex, not overly, some are just not, but they have different layers. I call them layers: adjusters, third-party consultants, risk managers, tenants, and other those kind of things. they're going to scrutinize the estimate even closer, especially if they've done this before and they've been ripped off before. They don't know you yet. So they want to try to reduce the payouts, especially insurance companies. Contractors who don't understand commercial insurance, they struggle to get paid on time and fairly. Your contract needs to be clear. Your process needs to be clear. And what the customer and all the other parties can expect from you should be very, very clear. Why does the insurance and financial strategy even matter? Besides what I just said, commercial projects have a higher dollar amount. So carriers push back harder. This is not probably going to be a $3,000 or $5,000 job where you're going to turn it over to a TPA to beat you up. These adjusters, this might be, the entire claim might be much bigger than yours, of course, but they watch them a little bit closer because there's more at stake. Payment cycles, it could be, if you're not careful, a little bit longer. It could be 60 days, 120 days. I've seen them a year. You must manage your cash flow. You must manage your contracts. We teach you how to do both at an expert level, just like the big guys. Some businesses actually self-fund. So you've got to understand how to set up the right terms to structure contracts for direct payment. So that's money up front. I'm going to bill you every other week, or et cetera. Every job is different. The size of the job, if it's a month long, you've got to figure that out. But the customer might just tell you, we're going to pay you and we're going to get reimbursed from the insurance company. So you ought to make sure that you have your documentation right. So key takeaways. I want you to master understanding business interruption so that you can better negotiate and be part of the conversation with your client and all their insurance parties. Use detailed documentation from your contract to your moisture mapping, your photo logs, your daily reports, etc. These are not things like residential where, oops, we sometimes forgot. You can't forget those things on commercial jobs. And then again, structure your contracts with clear payment terms, how you bill for equipment, what you cap, what markup you're going to have. Am I going to charge for fuel? Are we charging from to and from the job? Clearly make those things out. Big mistake that I see a lot of people do on commercial restoration is treating a residential job and a commercial job about the same. We've got some other blueprints about this. A commercial client is not thinking the same way, and they probably have insurance knowledge. Third and last topic, project management and execution. I want you to listen to me on this one. This is where you're going to win. Commercial projects require advanced coordination. You've got a lot more moving parts. Things change quickly. They speed up. They slow down. Everyone has opinions, etc. Okay. Unlike residential jobs where a single homeowner makes all the decisions, commercial projects, they have multiple departments, multiple divisions, OSHA, strict compliance regulations. If it's a hospital, they've got ICRA. You've got a lot of things moving around, and you've got operational deadlines. Maybe you can't even start where you want to start because they have obligations to a prior engagement. Why project management really matters as much as anything. You may think that drying it well and using the right kind of sponges and chemicals are the most important. They're really, really just not. They expect you to know those things. Projects like these involve engineers, architects, sometimes city inspectors, OSHA inspectors, and multiple levels of people at the company, even other departments that are waiting on this one to get finished. You need to be really have a good project manager ready to handle those. Facilities managers need detailed timelines. They have other subs and they want to know what daily progress is. Am I on track? Am I off track? Did the weather change this? Did some delays on product? Did the customer not do their part quick enough? Move their stuff out? Communicate. And then logistics, more complex, working around their employees, their customers, ongoing business options, things like that really just take a lot more coordination that you're going to need a project manager for. Another key point, project management software can help with this situation. It can help track some timelines. You need a good one that can track the things you need to for commercial. If the one you use for your regular business does not have anything there for tracking budgets and compliance and timelines and the right type of communications, I don't necessarily love having two different systems because you're going to have a hard time cross-train people. So maybe start looking at the ones. I've got a few recommendations. I'm not really a software advocate on, don't have any affiliation with any of them, but I've got some that work better than others as you scale into commercial that might mean a shift on all of your business, but it's going to take a lot of training and stuff like that. This is a big one. I know you owners like to be involved, but you need to assign a commercial project management team. If you don't have that, we're going to start building that, grow someone into that. But it can't be you, because you've got to run the business. It can't be your general manager. It can't be the CEO. You've got to have someone that can be there on site to communicate daily with changing schedules, changing conditions, addressing scope creep, etc. It needs to be someone so that the customer sees the same face all the time. One big mistake is failing to plan for delays and stakeholders. This is where a great project manager can make or break a job. Just, I'm telling you, it's not going to be the things you think they are. It's your project manager. And I would say start with that as a key focus. So, final takeaway. Master these 3 areas. Like, really get good at the 3 things that I've told you. Get good at all of it, but these 3, they're going to make a big impact on how you do. Be the first on site. Have a plan for their business continuity. I mean, as soon as you walk in, you're looking at, what do I need to do first? Not just attack the water and start extracting it. That might not be the very first thing. Understand commercial insurance, business interruption, their terminology. Understand their risk and how it's going to affect them financially, so that you can react accordingly, and then have your contracts best for your payment strategies. And then the last, again, recapping, execute with a professional project manager and have incredible systems around stakeholder coordination and communications, and how you get that information over to them, and how you require for them to respond so that you can make your decisions. This is not a passive game. This is very much a reciprocal game. If you can do these things well, the 3 that I pointed out, you'll probably position your company 90% above most of your competition in your area, maybe even the industry. You'd be surprised how unwell some people do these things. They think they got the job and it's just going to be great. And you need to really optimize these. You want to build a winning commercial division in your company? Contact CATx today. We have a program that's turning companies into, we've got a training program that takes you through the blueprint of what I did for 23 years on commercial jobs all around the world. Now, you might not do large losses, but you can certainly treat all of your jobs like you can. So reach out to us, check out what we've got to offer, have a call. We have upcoming events probably closer to you. Check our website, see where they are, get signed up, bring an ops manager, bring a project manager, and go back home and ask yourself, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in Dallas, Texas, can I be a real player against someone else? And the answer will be yes. See you in the next one.